Hi, I'm Trisha, and welcome to Flew the Coop. It's been quite some time since I've been on here, and a lot of you that are my regulars might wonder where I've been. And I haven't been anywhere exciting. I do have my calendar so I could go over some stuff that I did because my mind, I can't remember the last couple months. It's been one of those dark times, and I don't mean like dark like I've um, went off the rail and ready to just give it all up or anything, but um, I've been at that type where the tears come a lot and often, and I've discovered that starting in July, it's just those were the months, these summer months that my husband had. Well, we took a vacation every month, um, and we would go places. And so all of that has been coming back to me, plus his birthday. And I was down at his mother's for his birthday. I had to go down because the care person um, was going on vacation. She went to Myrtle Beach. And I really hope she enjoyed herself. She deserved a vacation. And I was down in Kentucky for over a week. And a lot of my, I think, a little bit of depression set in before that, knowing I have to go down and it's going to be his birthday. And I remember last year's vacation and what we did, everything that we did. And, looking back, and you can tell that he wasn't doing really well, but we didn't know that anything was wrong. And pretty soon, here next month, will be when he got sick, and he thought, it was just, he went to the doctors, and they just tested and said he had the flu, and it just got kind of worse. So that'll be next month. Last year, we took care of his mother a lot. And so being down at her house for that week is hard on me. And even knowing that I have to go down, and it's not so much taking care of her, which I am no nurse. I just am not a nurse. I'm sorry. Um, it's not that. And it's not that she's, bossy and anything. Um, because it's not that. It's all these skeletons of remembering that we spent that last year down there all that time and cleaning and doing stuff and taking care of her. And every time we went on vacation, we were called back because of one reason or another. And so I can remember, just being um, somewhere and having to go back for our vacations. So all of our vacations last year were messed up. But they weren't messed up because just being together with my husband was, kind of what we were doing anyways. So, and also, I remember that the years before when Wendell's brother passed away, because he passed away on the same exact day as Wendell did, only I think it was 5 or 6 years. I'm getting my time frame before that. And so when we had went down there for his funeral and to help everything out and to get stuff organized, I can remember I just wanted to be at home with my mother because she was sick and not doing well. And she passed away like a week after I got back from Kentucky. So all these times, Kentucky is not a place that, I mean, it's just like haunted, memories and stuff. And so it's very hard on me. And so I got through that week. And I had planned on painting rocks. I got one rock painted. I'll put a picture of it if I can find a picture of it. And I would like to introduce you to my mother-in-law. She is a sweet lady, and I'm going to put a clip probably here. Meet my beautiful mother-in-law.
Wow, sweet of you. Sweetheart. Yeah, sweetheart.
Yeah. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have had my husband of all those years.
Oh, thank you.
So today is his birthday. It would have been, his 68th birthday.
68?
68. He would have been 68.
Oh.
So,
Hmm.
so,
Well.
I'm just down here in Kentucky with her. So, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody I know.
Yeah, I've been down here for a week.
And I enjoyed every minute of it. Yeah, you're cold.
I'm cold?
Yeah,
So.
you're cold, but you like it like that. Oh, you do.
You think I do?
Yeah.
Well, you want to tell everybody out there.
Hello. I love you and all.
Okay.
You take good care. I'll see you next year.
Okay.
Oh.
Later, taters.
Yeah.
So as you can see, she's sweet and lovable. I've known my mother-in-law since probably met her in 1973, 1974, somewhere around there. And so she's been a part of my life for a long time, over 50 years. So that's one place that I was at, and get my calendar. But maybe it doesn't really even matter what I was doing. I'm back. So my friend whose husband passed away 3 months ago, I am really sad for her, and if you guys would give her a prayer or two. She is not as fortunate as I was, because I was able to stay here, and there wasn't a time that I was hurting for money, because we were planning for retirement. So I had a backup, and things where we were making things ready for it. And unfortunately, they were not able to get to that place, and she has to sell her house. And this will be the last weekend that she is in her house. And I am so sad for her. But she lives behind me. As a matter of fact, those woods I had bought off of her husband and her. And yeah, so it's sad to see her have to move. Oh, anyways, I've been thinking of her a lot, and this widowhood stuff, I don't wish it on anybody. So that's where I was. I've been, and I'm coming out of this depression. It is plain and simple depression, where I would just sit on the couch and watch some TV. I do a little bit of stuff here and there, and I'll tell you one of the best things about that. My friend, and her name is Doreen, and you've seen her if you followed my channel. We went to the rec center and we went swimming together, and she was doing that little walk at the rec center around there. It just cracks me up doing it. So, you know, she did want me to go to church with her a couple of weeks ago, because we've went to church together before. She doesn't want to go to the church that we used to go to, both of us, and I had thought about going back to that one too, since Wendell has passed, because it's closer than, but it's going to be closed down anyways. But so she can't go there, because she just says, she just cries the whole time. And I do the same thing when I go to the church that my husband and I were going to. I don't know, just being by myself, I don't like it. So she had asked me to go to this other church, which I, you know, and I said, well, I really would like to go to St. Leo's, which is a traditional Catholic mass. And, it's in Latin and everything. And she was up for it. And so she drove. And it wasn't very hard to get to. It's close to where I was going. So we went to the Latin Mass. My husband really didn't care for it. We had went to some because it was like a traveling, and occasionally it would be at the church that we go to. So he didn't really care for it, and I love it. So after that, after Doreen took me, which was a blessing because I thought, I can do this. I can drive to this. And so the next week, I drove myself. And the parking lot, I have an Expedition. It's a pretty big SUV. And the parking lot didn't have a lot of spaces. And I finally wiggled mine into one space, but there was cars in the front that had parked into the other spaces, so I had to get as close as I could to keep mine from being out in the way of the others. So, anyways, I got it in and I went to Mass. And when I came out, I just sat there for a long time waiting for some other cars to move so that I could get my SUV out of that spot that I had wiggled into. And I thought, next week when I go, I'm going to get there earlier. And so last Sunday when I went, don't you know, half of that parking lot was gone because they had blocked it off because they had resurfaced it. And I don't know where else to park. Most of the people park on the street somewhere. Because this is in like an old town part, with really close houses with no driveways and all this stuff. And it's kind of next to a park. And I'm sure there's places to park there, but I haven't went around the area enough to know where I'm going. So I get in there and there's only one spot left. And you would have to back up around a circle and around a dumpster and around everything else to even get out. So I have to park in this spot or wiggle and try to get out and go find a spot, so I back up and back because I'm coming around a corner, a curve, and then there's the spot, which you can't get this car turned around and into that spot. So I go up and back and up and back and up and back and up and back, and I get it in there. And see, these are kind of my fears. I know they're probably not most of your guys' fears, but it keeps me from doing things. And but I did it. So the more I do these things, the better it is. And then I just stayed longer at church praying afterwards, which is good for me. So, and it seemed like going back to church, because I would be a hit and miss one. I would go with this person or that person, but I didn't, because they closed down the parish in my town. And then the parish that I went to, is going to be closed down. And then they sent everybody to this other church, that parish, that I would have to drive to. And they have plenty of parking all over the place, no problem. But I just don't feel like it's church. So I won't even go into that. But I am excited about going to this church, and I probably will switch my membership over to it. The other church I went to is an old church too, that's kind of a few blocks away from this one, and there's no parking there hardly at all neither. So, those in the inner city like that is not a place that is easy to find anything. So, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just sat here and probably for I don't know how many minutes talked about parking. And you're probably, oh. So I don't even know what to say as to what I've been doing, but I feel like after getting back to church and when I'm in there, I am just, I don't know. I love the Latin Mass because you're just sitting there and it's just so peaceful and your mind is just in tune with the Lord. And to me, I just feel so blessed and full in that type of thing. It's a little noisier because I don't think there's a cry room anywhere like the modern churches. And so there's kids and all their crying. And that's part of the peace. It is just beautiful. So, so I'm back in this video. I just wanted to touch base with you and let you know that I'm okay. And had quite a few talks with the Lord, and I've talked with Wendell, and I know that he is happy and he is totally at peace, and he would not want me to be sad. So here I am, and I often thought about, because I'm in 9 months, 9 months as a widow, so I'm in my 10th month, and all my babies were in the 10th month before they were born, and they were big. So I'm thinking it's kind of like that's what I've been going through is this. I'm just, when I first became a widow, it was, I didn't know what I was doing. I lost half of myself. And now these 9 months, I was finding myself. And so now I am here, and the 9 month wait is over. And now I'm just that little infant. And I will just go from here as I grow. I know that sounded kind of weird, and I can't explain what it felt like in my head. But maybe some of you got what I was saying. That's that's how it is. I don't know. Tomorrow, I'm going to be meeting up with some classmates again, where they have a lunch every month. And I missed last month because I was in Kentucky, so I really am looking forward to it again. It's just get together with people that you went to school with. The thing is, one of my friends, she was supposed to be going with me, but I've sent a bunch of calls and I haven't been able to get a hold of her, and she's not in real good shape. So if you could pray for Jody too, I hope she's okay, and hopefully I get a hold of her in the morning and we can meet up. So that's about it. And then Friday, or this coming weekend, I'm going to be going to Mohican River again, where my son has a camper, and I'm going to be taking a few of my grandsons with me, and then they'll pitch a tent. And yeah, so I want to go kayaking, but we've had this heat that is unbelievable. Today it was beautiful because it was in the 70s, and it's been high 80s for I don't know how long. My grass is burning up. We went through, it was so rainy, you couldn't go outside, but it was hot. And then it just was hot. And so my son was saying, well, the river is probably too low to be tubing, and I don't even know if we can kayak. So hopefully, my other son, my young son, he said that it's been raining up that way. He lives up towards that way, and hopefully there's enough water in that there river. So I'll send you pictures, and we're going to get back on track. I'm going to start making my videos again because I enjoy it and it gives me. Oh, I want to tell you something that just came to my mind. Uh, Yesterday, I returned some stuff and I went to the grocery store and I was trying to get some weed killer. So I'm in that row, it's back by the garden center. There's nobody around. Well, this one woman came from out the garden stuff, so I moved over so she could get, uh, through because there was some kind of display or something in our way. And then I said, I'm sorry, I was just busy reading this. It seems like you have to read everything because when you get home, you got the wrong thing. So she started talking. She just parked her buggy and uh, we just started talking and talking. And we talked about grocery stores, talked about all kinds of stuff. I did not want to stop talking to this woman. And I had never met her in my life. Do you ever meet somebody and you just love them? I mean, so we talked and talked and talked. And then we finally said that was nice talking to each other. And then I got a call from my daughter when I was checking out, and I told her all about it and what a nice lady it was. And I says, I should have asked her, if she was a single woman, maybe a widow or something, and got her phone number, because I would have enjoyed having her as a new friend. And you know what? Next time that happens, I will. And they may look at me like I'm a nut, you know, but yeah, you don't find nice people like that all the time. Or maybe you do, you just overlook them. And I'm not going to overlook, you know, people that you meet are just friends that you haven't gotten to know yet. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on is just meeting people, making new friends, and coming out of this depressed state. So later, taters. Bye for now.